Good day everyone, I'm Hurley of Orify Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Venture Electronics, but this time this is the SL Plus. I believe this is the successor, or should I call it like a patch update? Yes, a patch update to the previous SL. Okay, I'll discuss their differences, of course, later on. But before I proceed, I'd like to thank Venture Electronics for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since, again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Okay. So to give you an idea, oh, my apologies on that one. So to give you an idea, the Venture Electronics SL Plus costs around 10 to 25 actually, 10 to 25 US dollars, or like 500 plus to 1,000 Philippine peso in Philippine money, of course, depending on the configuration that you'll purchase it with, because you can basically purchase this with the Devastator dongle if you want to, or probably the Odo if I remember correctly, but I recommend using this with the Venture Electronics Devastator. More into that later. But yeah, on its own, on its base form, like you just want to buy the SL Plus, like for example, you will be shelling out 10 US dollars excluding the shipping fees, of course. So it's around 500-ish pesos by the time that I record this video or publish this review for you to purchase the Monk SL Plus. And it also comes into primary, yes, into primary configurations. You can purchase it in 3.5 as you can see here, and it also has a mic. And you can also purchase this in the 4.4 as you can see here, 4.4 connection, and of course it has no mic for obvious purposes. And yeah, that's basically much it. As for the packaging, it doesn't have anything new to it. Like, it's still the same packaging, the blister-ish packaging here, with some indication that this is the Monk SL Plus in silver colorway, of course. But as of now, from what I understand, the 4.4 version only has this silver-ish colorway, which I really like as well. But it would be nice if they also include a 4.4 version wherein the shell is like this one, the black, which I'll get later on. But yeah, as for the packaging, it doesn't seem to have anything new. There's a shirt clip there, and there's also their signature foams, which I really like. And in my humble opinion, the best earbud foam that I'm actually using in all of my flatted earbuds that I have owned at some point in time and currently own, because it balances the fit and comfort, and at the same time the compromise to the overall sound quality, wherein some earbud foams are so thick that the overall sound are quite affected, might be in a good or in a bad way depending on your preference, whereas this doesn't have that kind of compromise to begin with. Okay, so again, you'll have the two options here as you can see, and both of them are in L plug, which is really nice. It will fit a lot of devices, even with their phone cases and such. And as you can see, here's the Monk SL Plus in its black colorway in 3.5 connection. It also has the mic. As for the mic quality, do expect that it is more or less the same, or probably identical to the one that I am using here, which is the Monk Metapods mic. So you'd be the judge if it's clear or not clear. It really depends on what you'll perceive, but yeah, they are quite identical during my tests. So as you can see here, here's the Monk SL in its black color. I do like this design, this piano black with some glitter to it. It has that glossy black, at the same time it has that, yeah, that sort of good glitter to it, which is really nice. And yes, this is PK shell. Yes, this is in PK shell, as just like the previous SL. And here's the 4.4 version of this one, wherein this one is in silver colorway with, as you can see, the logo there, the Monk SL, and the indication here. And as you can see, they're the looks based on their visuals and such, they doesn't seem to have any like noticeable difference at first when compared to the previous SL, which I also have here. This is the first SL, Monk SL. As you can see, it doesn't seem to have any difference here when it comes to the writings and such. It is quite identical in my humble opinion. Of course, the only indicator that this is the first SL is this one is in 3.5, and this one, it has a mic to it. So yeah, there's that. But as for the design, the fit and comfort, they're pretty much the same. They're quite comfortable in the ears because this is a PK shell, that flatted earbuds. So for those people, or probably most people, will have no problems fitting this in their ears. Except for those people who are accustomed to the in-ear monitors so much that they like shoving their earphones inside the ear canal, which I understand, of course. But yeah, for most people, you won't be having any problems here with the Monk SL Plus, because the shell is much smaller, very smaller, and more comfortable and less bulky when compared to your typical slash usual MX500 shells. Okay, now what makes the Monk SL different? Yes, what makes the Monk SL different, SL Plus, sorry, than the previous SL? From what I understand, according to Wild D himself of Venture Electronics, they quite changed the drivers, from what I understand, or the driver quality, the driver type, the driver composition, or probably the vents here with the Monk SL. I actually do not read that much when it comes to the specifications or anything like that. I usually read on the essential, yes, the essential specifications, wherein what impedance is this, how sensitive this earbud was. But for the most part, I don't usually read the configurations most of the time. Of course, I understand that some people prefer to do that, or prefer to read those types of specifications, those differences. But at the same time, it doesn't really bother me at all. But again, I understand them, because at the end of the day, it's their money. It's how they spend. It's how they meticulously spend their hard-earned money for earphones, or for pretty much anything. So I kinda understand their reason as to why they nitpick the drivers or the changes that the earphones have. But yeah, for the most part, the drivers are the only thing that the Venture Electronics SL Plus is made itself different from the previous SL, aside from its sound, of course, which I will discuss later on. But we'll proceed first with the drivability. Well, as for the drivability, they're pretty much the same. The SL and the SL Plus still has the same drivability when it comes, again, to the drivability. Pardon for my redundancy, but yeah, they're pretty much the same when it comes to that. So do expect that the Monk SL and the SL Plus can be driven properly with your usual dongle, or probably you have a Devastator with you that you purchased some time ago. It will work and it will pair just fine. Of course, it is Venture Electronics to Venture Electronics. You won't be having any problems. But like, let's say if you have a different dongle, like for example, a DD Hi-Fi dongle, or probably a Snowski Melody dongle, or probably you have an i-Fi or an EV Zen DAC with you, you'll also have no problems driving the Monk SL Plus properly. As for their differences on what you should pick, if you want the 3.5 or probably the 4.4, I find their differences to be a little bit I'd say negligible for the most part. But for me, their differences are just slightly they're just slightly different. There's nothing big deal or anything like that here with their respective differences. Personally, I don't use microphones that much during whenever I work or whenever I do commutes. So I'll use the 4.4 connection for, of course, for better, yes, for better plug durability during commutes, and at the same time, I find that the 4.4 version seems to have a little bit more, I'd say, presence up top when compared to the 3.5 version. Mainly because probably the drivers here with the SL Plus seem to in a favor more when it comes to the beefy source or something like that. But again, it is very, very negligible. You'll be having a good time even with the 3.5 millimeter version just fine. Actually, I do like the 3.5 millimeter version because it has the black colorway. It is very, I kind of like how Venture Electronics did the SL Plus here with the black colorway. It reminded me of the first Monk Plus that I had, which was the piano black version. I miss those times. I miss the sound of that as well. Okay, now, now we'll get to the most anticipated part here. So what's the sound difference of the SL Plus compared to the previous SL? Well, for one, I find that the SL Plus, in my humble opinion and based on my experience, is now a bit more balanced. Yes, it is now more balanced, chunkier, meatier, and at the same time, it is overall more uh, versatile when it comes to the genres it can handle when compared to the first SL. Don't get me wrong, the first Monk SL is still a versatile set, but when comparing to the SL Plus, the SL Plus is now more favorable on EDM. Yes, on EDM. At the same time, it is now more favorable on vocal centric tracks, because the previous SL uh, is a little bit lacking for some people on EDM. But apart from that, their differences are very, I'd say, isn't really night and day. But yeah, maybe that's the reason why the Monk SL, by the time that I record this video, is now obsolete and now phased out by Venture Electronics themselves. Because basically, for most people, the Monk SL Plus is the better, more all-rounder, literally suited for everyone type of flatted earbuds that they can make. Because again, this is a balanced, warmish set in my humble opinion, with a very good amount of Venture Electronics DNA, wherein the vocals are forward, but at the same time it still has that body. It never sounded lean. It never sounded sibilant as well, which is the usual characteristic of Venture Electronics products basically. But again, when comparing to the previous SL, well, the previous SL has some good sides to it in my humble opinion, mainly on the extension of the treble, because the treble on the Monk SL or the previous SL, it seems to have more extension. It seems to have more air, more presence. It also affected the soundstage as well. The soundstage on the Monk SL is a bit more, I'd say, wider. Yes, it is a bit more wider when compared to the SL Plus, but not by a lot, of course. It isn't really a deal breaker, but of course, it is quite noticeable when you're comparing this side by side, which is basically what happened to my overall experience. Should I say that the Monk SL Plus is a worse option? No, not at all, because again, it is now much more versatile. During the time that I record and review actually the Monk SL Plus, I find myself reaching less to my IEMs, because the Monk SL Plus it is very easy to use. You'll just put it in your ear and you'll just plug it in your source or plug it in your laptop and you're good to go, because again, it is easy to drive. It doesn't seem to have any serious compromises in terms of its price, in terms of its overall performance. Again, you won't be having any problems here with the Monk SL Plus, as long as you know what you are doing and what you really prefer. Okay, now I'll switch back to the Tagalog version of this review to do a quick rundown. So, bali itong si Monk SL Plus is mas pinakapal na version, yes, pinakapal na version ng Monk SL. And at the same time, mas ginawang mas balance siya, mas warm para mas makapag-cater siya ng mga maraming genres. Ngayon, mas okay na sa EDM to. Dati, may time na kukulangan pa ako sa EDM. Of course, yun sa mga basic na talaga yon dun sa previous SL, which is eto. Pero, for the most part, ngayong etong SL Plus is mas all-rounder siya. I'd say na mas all-rounder pa siya kaysa sa Monk Plus. Yun, ganun siya ka all-rounder, ganun siya ka, alam mo yun, parang, ano na siya siya yung highly recommended set ko, if like nagbabalak na mag-dive sa flatted earbuds. Of course, hindi siya perfect. Merong mga personal preferences ako na gusto. Like for example, mas extended kasi yung treble response and mas open and mas airy yung previous SL when compared dito sa SL Plus. Although not by a lot. Pero ayun nga, mas gusto ko yung tunog ng SL dahil dun nga sa sa extension niya sa treble. Pero nga kasi may times hindi rin nakakontrol ng treble yung Monk SL gaano. Kaya mas parang mas better option for everyone kasi hindi mo naman yung Venture Electronics kasi syempre from a marketing / business standpoint, ito try nilang i-accommodate lahat ng pwedeng maging customers nila, of course. Kaya mas pasok talaga for everyone itong Monk SL Plus. Oo, kahit saang genre, saan mo siya i-pair, okay siya. Unlike neto, yes, sa Devastator, okay siya. Pero syempre, kung halimbawa, i-pair mo siya sa mas neutral na dongle, ganito ganyan, baka ma-feel mo baka bright na yung tunog netong SL. Ito, whereas ito, mas cozy, mas warm, mas okay siya, 'di ba? Para sa akin lang naman. So, ayun. Anong tawag doon? Maire-recommend ko ba tong Monk SL Plus? Oo naman, definitely. Actually, I'd recommend you na wag ng like tipirin. Like for example, magpumunta ka pa sa 100 pesos, 200 pesos na flatted earbuds and dumirekta ka na dito sa 500 pesos. At least ito, alam mong mas versatile, alam mong all-rounder siya, alam mong reliable talaga siya na hindi ka magkaka-problems kahit anong gawin mo dito. Para sa akin lang naman 'yon. Okay, nabalik ako sa English review for my verdict here with the Monk SL Plus. Okay, so what's my verdict here with the Monk SL Plus? Well, the Monk SL Plus, in my humble opinion, is probably the most all-rounder / best recommendation that I could recommend to literally everyone right now who's looking for a flatted earbud, because it is the most complete and the most like let's say the cheapest, but not like negatively cheap, but positively the cheapest all-rounder / most complete flatted earbud right now. Because of course, not all people prefer the fit of the MX500. I see some people complaining about how bulky it is, yada yada yada, which made them not choose the Monk Plus. Wherein the Monk SL Plus answers that or fixes that problem, that those people who want their flatted earbuds snug fit to their ears. And the Monk SL Plus really fits that. It really fits that problem. It really fits that concern. And at the same time, it is a really really good and sensible patchwork update or an update to the previous SL. So if you're looking for an all-rounder set that costs, or a flatted earbuds that is all-rounder that costs around $10 and probably you want to shell out for a Devastator dongle as well, then look no further, because the Monk SL is probably the cheapest that I can recommend for everyone at this point in time, because I can't recommend the MX500 shell Monk Plus to anyone anymore, because not all people, or it seems that the amount of people that I see complaining about the MX500 shells compared to the PK shells are much more on the MX500 when compared to the PK, if I'm making sense. So I'll definitely recommend this and actually use this. Yes, I do use this daily for my daily commutes and such, for whenever I am at the office taking my lunch breaks or something like that. I usually use this Monk SL over an IEM, let's say, for me to keep track in time, of course. Okay, and now that ends my review for the Monk SL, or the Venture Electronics Monk SL Plus. Again, I'd like to thank Venture Electronics for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Okay. Now, as for the backlogs, I have a lot of backlogs here. Like, for example, this one, the Kiwi Ears Bell. This is a 1D, the newest Kiwi Ears IM. Also have this one, the NFACUS NM25. With their new patented technology. More into that on the next video. And lastly, this one, the Dunu DN242, which is a surprise that they have sent this to me, which is I'm really grateful for this one. And yeah, oh, and a quick heads up, I will be at the November Hi-Fi show. If you're from the Philippines, hello Philippines, mabuhay. Ayun, I'll be at the November Hi-Fi show this Saturday and this Sunday, during the afternoon or after lunch. I will be bringing some of the IEMs, or some of the notable IEMs, with me by that time. So if you want to listen to those IEMs before probably purchasing it, or before doing a quick blind buy, so just do approach me. Don't hesitate to approach me, although I'm not sure if you really know me in person, but yeah, it's worth a shot if you just approach me and ask me if do I have this IEM, and probably you want to listen with it while I'm there. So yeah, please feel free to approach me, okay? And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and see you on the next one. Isa pa? Last one.